Hey friend, I'm Gustafson. I help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. Excited to have you on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to launch and scale your assisted living business. So if this is something that you need some help with, make sure you stick around for today's video. Before we get started, I want to remind you to get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net. Go grab your free underwriting calculator to determine if you have a profitable business opportunity in front of you or not. That's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of money, and you can go grab that for free. So again, it's assistedlivinginvesting.net. Go grab that free calculator. All right, now let's get into the topic for today's video. We're talking about assisted living, launching your business and scaling that business and exactly what that looks like. Now, if you've been watching for a little bit, this has been a series of videos for us. It actually is the 5-phase process that I go through. This is phase 5, launching and scaling your business. Now, I talked to a lot of people about the mastermind program, and you can apply to that at alimastermind.com/application. Would love to see if I can help you out there. But in that process, throughout the mastermind program, it's a year-long program. And the reason why it's a year, and I get this question often, is like, why do I need to work with you for a year? You can definitely get something up and running in 4 to 6 months. But after you do that, you're going to get to the point where you're like, crap, I've been focusing all my efforts on just like trying to get the funding and get the license. And then you're going to close on it, and it's going to hit you one day, like the day after you close, because this happened to me. I actually had to pay people. Now I'm responsible for all the lives of my residents and my staff and their families, and like it hits you like a ton of bricks. It's just boom, it hits you, and you're like, oh crap, like how am I going to handle all of this? And there's a lot that goes into it. And that's why I make the program a year long, because I want to give you the support that you need. And you can always just renew as you get into the program, because I know I can save you a ton of money by just avoiding the mistakes that I made in the beginning to make sure that you're running things the right way. And so this is phase 5. It's all about launching and scaling that business. And I want to talk with you a little bit about that. But before we do, again, remind you, alimastermind.com/application. Go check that out. See if it's a good fit for you. And to quickly recap the different phases here in the 5-phase approach. Number 1 is building that business foundation. And I talk about this all the time. You have to build this foundation. It's going to make everything go so much more smoothly for you, including what you're doing here in the launching and scaling your business phase. Phase 2 is finding the right property, making sure you have all the zoning and certificate of occupancy and everything else like that is put into place. Number 3 is obtaining the funding, getting the funds to actually purchase the business, purchase the home, whatever you need to do, getting access to that money so you can move things forward. Phase 4 is just understanding all of the rules and regulations that go into healthcare and assisted living. There's so many out there, and I want to make sure you don't go into this blind. And then phase 5 is launching and scaling the business. So it's the 5-phase approach and how we're going to help you through the process as you're trying to have a profitable business and actually make a difference in the lives of the people that you want to serve. That's why you're doing this, right? When you started on this journey, you started looking at assisted living. The reason why you did it was because you want to make money, sure, but you want to give back. You want to help people out, and you're passionate about that. And you found this, and you're like, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to help you do, while also being profitable, so you're not just like hemorrhaging cash and losing a ton of money. So that's what we are going to talk about here in the launching and scaling your business phase. Now, in this phase, we talk about operations, running the facility and getting the right staff in place, how you're going to do all of that. Those are really big key components, and we're going to release a few videos on those, so make sure you stick around. We will link those up above as well, just like the operations of actually running an assisted living business, because there's a lot that goes into it. And you have to determine, how involved do you want to be? Do you want to hire people to do the work for you, or do you want to do it for yourself? And there's different complexities there, and making sure you have the right staff. Regardless of how involved you want to be, you're going to still need to hire staff and make sure that they're there to help you run the business efficiently. So how are you going to do that? We're going to talk about kind of growing that business empire as well, how to add more facilities, how you're going to go about doing that, some of the economies of scale that you can create as you are getting into assisted living and what that's going to look like. We're going to talk about that here in some upcoming videos as well. You got to also decide which path you're going to choose. And this is something you should be doing way early on in the process, in that business foundation phase, but I want to reiterate it here. You have to determine which type of path you want to go down. Are you going to rent from somebody and start a business there where you're renting the home and turning it into assisted living? Are you going to buy a home and renovate it and get it up and running? Are you going to buy an existing business and just take over operations? Are you going to build something from the ground up and move forward from there? Those are kind of the 4 paths that you have available to you as you're trying to get into assisted living, and something that I want you to be aware of. But you have to figure out which of those paths do you want to go down, and make sure that you are doing that as you kind of go through this entire process. Now, if you haven't done this yet and you're watching this video and you're like, crap, I went through the entire 5-phase process and I don't know what I was going to do. Then you did it wrong. But if you are watching this video first, what I want to encourage you to do is go back and watch a phase 1 video. We'll talk about that there. And in that, I want you to really think about which path you want to go down. And you're going to build your business foundation, your business plan, everything around that. And it's going to indicate, what you're going to do in phase 3 as you're looking at the funding options. And phase 2, when you're finding the house, and everything that you're trying to do, it's going to inform all of that. So you got to figure out the path that you want to go down. Some of the things that we're going to talk about here in this phase, here in the YouTube videos, are going to be things like getting the right staff in place. You got to make sure you have the right people in place so that you can, run your business efficiently, regardless of how involved you want to be. We're going to be talking about marketing. So if you need some help with marketing, type in marketing down below. We're going to talk about marketing plans, how to create them, what they should look like, and how to help you get out into the world and let people know that you are there to serve them in your assisted living facility. Marketing is something that I hear a lot of concerns about from existing owners. So we want to address that up front so that we can help you out. And we're working on some resources here at the channel. So again, type in marketing down below. We're going to talk about just operating the facility, exactly what that looks like, how to operate a facility, some of the tips and tricks that I've learned through that process. We're going to be talking about that. And then also creating some KPIs. So KPIs are key performance indicators, but little tiny numbers that you can put into place to let you know how healthy your business is at a quick glance, which is a really good thing, especially if you want to be somebody that is passively operating these businesses. We talked a lot about the entire mastermind program and the 5-phase process, including going a little bit deep here in phase 5. If you want some help with that, go check out the mastermind program, alimastermind.com/application. But to recap this, we've been talking a lot about operations and staffing and marketing and all of the things that kind of go into running a business, and how you need to do something in this phase that's going to allow you to be a profitable business. Because despite how much you may despise money or don't want to talk about money or whatever, you still have to figure out how to do this and be profitable so you can serve the population that you want to be serving. And I don't want you to be scared of money. I want you to be able to talk about it and just be open about it, because it's going to make things just go so much more smoothly for you. I also want to remind you, if you haven't already, then like the video. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe and ring the bell as well. We do our content on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. And just want to make sure that you are getting all of the content that you need to help you launch your assisted living business. Does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you're not sure how to get started? At assistedlivinginvesting.net, I'm here to help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. And I want to remind you, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Keep going step by step by step. And I promise you, if you do and you're consistent and persistent, you're going to be successful. Thanks for watching and have a great day.